Hey Dad, have you ever been to London? I'd love to go. Michael, my school friend, was there last winter on vacation. He told me he visited a huge toy store. Did he make fun of me, or is it all real?
Are you talking about Hamleys, little rascal? I've been to London many times on business. It's a very unusual city, out of the ordinary.
There's no other city more beautiful than New York.
That's not true, Liam. There are so many beautiful places in the world. How can you say that? You've seen just some park, between Long Island and Philadelphia. And you pretend to know everything.
I know, Dad. But I've seen a lot of documentaries, and I love surfing on the internet, and look for interesting sites.
Playing with the internet is very different than walking down the street, and smelling or seeing things. Your friend told the truth. Hamleys is a building full of toys. It is a British multinational toy retailer, one of the oldest and largest in the world. It was founded by William Hamley, as Noah's Ark in High Holborn, London, in 1760. It moved to its current site on Regent Street in 1881. This flagship store is set over 7 floors, with more than 50,000 lines of toys on sale.
Really? Dad, I want to go there. Michael told me. He also went to a place full of wax statues.
Of course. Madame Tussauds, the Wax Museum. It's beautiful. It is a major tourist attraction in London, displaying the waxworks of famous and historical figures, as well as popular film and television characters from famous actors. It was founded by wax sculptor Marie Tussaud in 1835. Some sculptures still exist that were made by Marie Tussaud herself. The gallery originally contained some 400 different figures. But fire damage in 1925, coupled with German bombs in 1941, severely damaged most of such older models.
Wow, Daddy. How do you know all these things?
Well, I traveled a lot before you were born. I lived in London for a whole year, before I moved to New York. When I first saw Hyde Park, I was amazed. It was created for hunting by Henry VLLL in 1536. It is the largest of 4 royal parks that form a chain from the entrance of Kensington Palace, through Kensington Gardens and Hyde Park, via Hyde Park Corner and Green Park, past the main entrance to Buckingham Palace. The park is divided by the Serpentine, and the Long Water Lakes. And then the River Thames. It is the longest river in England, and the second longest in the United Kingdom, after the River Severn. It's part of the longest river in England. It has 45 locks, is home to over 25 species of fish, boasts 3 areas of outstanding natural beauty. And it's the only river in Europe to have a national trail follow its entire length. The first few days, I looked like a child your age. I spent a lot of money. How can you not have a nice cup of coffee in front of Big Ben? And waiting anxiously for the changing of the guard, at Buckingham Palace? Well, maybe not too anxiously. I could list so many amazing places over there. Okay, that's enough.
That's nice, Daddy. You're giving me goosebumps. Is it expensive in London?
Yes, it is as expensive as New York.
And what do the English usually eat?
Well, their typical dish is fish and chips. It is a hot dish, consisting of fried fish and batter, served with chips. The dish originated in England, and is an example of culinary fusion, as its 2 main ingredients were introduced by immigrants. British food has traditionally been based on beef, lamb, pork, chicken and fish, and generally served with potatoes and one other vegetable. But there's plenty of fast food, like McDonald's and Burger King for tourists.
Michael told me, there's a lot of cinema and theaters. He saw the Lion King musical.
Yeah, especially in the city center, you can find a lot of theaters. I'm thinking about Theatreland, London's main theater district. It contains approximately 40 venues, and is located in and near the heart of the West End of London. I saw the Queen's musical, We Will Rock You, on Tottenham Court Road, near Oxford Street. It's an incredible show. It's worth it, despite the high cost of the ticket. By the way, I'd love to take you to the National Gallery, in Trafalgar Square.
What's that? A cinema?
No, it isn't. It's a museum, founded in 1824. There are a lot of famous works to see, but I guess you might get bored. I met there your mom for the first time. But now, I'm going to tell you just a name. I'm curious about your answer, William.
Shakespeare, Dad. We studied it at school.
Swell. There's a theater in London, named after him, the Shakespeare's Globe. It is a reconstruction of the Globe Theatre, an Elizabethan playhouse for which William Shakespeare wrote his plays. It is in the London borough of Southwark, on the south bank of the River Thames. The original theater was built in 1599, destroyed by fire in 1613, rebuilt in 1614, and then demolished in 1644. What a history there is in London. Okay, Liam, we'll go. I promise you. Oh, I forgot. Once we get to London, as is tradition, we'll have tea at 5, like all Englishmen.
I'd rather have a Pepsi, Dad.
I was joking, Liam. How could I talk about tradition with a brat like you? Now go, and study, or I won't even take you to the football match tomorrow. Next week I'm going to buy the tickets for London. Your mother will kill me when I tell her.
Yeah. I'm gonna run and tell Michael, so he stops making fun of me. Thanks, Dad.
You'd better study. Now.